going on, guys? I'm back with a brand new series review for you guys, and I just watched a show called Harley Quinn Season 3, starring, of course, Harley Quinn, Ivy, Poison Ivy, and Batman for this season. All right, they focus a lot on him in this one. First of all, let's do a little history lesson, or what my memory recollects of Harley Quinn. Now, in 1992, one of the greatest, I'd say, animated series, which was really meant for adults, because at the time it came on, obviously. Batman, the animated series itself, when that came out, that was when we were first introduced to the character Harley Quinn, the one who spoke like she was from Boston or whatever up north state that she was from. All right, and then came to Gotham for some reason. All right, yeah, I honestly enjoyed her version the best. All right, that's the best Harley Quinn for me. Okay, thank you for that. She was Joker's sidekick. That's how we know her. Then years later on, Suicide Squad came out in 2016. That was much later on. There was no word of Harley Quinn as a character. Maybe some little small cartoons here and there, movies or whatever. But this is when the live action version was first brought to us. Not in a very good situation. Didn't get a lot of good reviews on that. But still, that's our first live action taste of it with Robbie Margot, or whatever the hell. I've messed her name all up. I know. But then later on, or it's just the next year over, Batman and Harley Quinn, the cartoon animated movie, comes out in 2017. Okay. And what was interesting about this, you really get to see Harley Quinn for what she is, for what she's supposed to be about. Because you didn't get to see this in the animated series that much. Not the rawness, not the kind of brass girl that she really is. All right, the crude, rude, nasty, ill-tempered type person that she is, with the farting and all of that. That was really, it really got me. The farting got me. Okay, not even gonna lie. But then in 2018, Suicide Squad Hell to Pay came out. And this showed more of a serious combative action side to the animated version of Harley Quinn. Okay, it's the stakes were high. You know, it's our first little animated situation with Suicide Squad that I can remember. Okay, and everything was just up there. Everything was up on the up, and it was a good movie. It was a good movie as well. Okay, not even gonna deny that. Loved that one. But then later on, 2020, Birds of Prey came out, featuring Harley Quinn. This is just another money grab because at this point in time, Harley Quinn's character had become such an icon. All right, with young women and ladies, and that's not really good in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. We can fight over that later. All right, that movie was not the greatest at all. It was probably one of the worst, maybe worse than the first Suicide Squad, honestly. But then just the next year, we were saved. We were saved with her image, because the Suicide Squad came out in 2021. Now this saved everything for me, because I was like, oh yes, you made up for your mistakes you made with the first Suicide Squad. All right, Harley Quinn is focused on, and her character is brought back to that nastiness that I knew from Batman and Harley Quinn, and now it's personified in a live action situation. All right, so this might be one of my best iterations of Harley Quinn as far as live action movies, right there. Honestly. And so now we have season 3 of Harley Quinn, the show. We had season 1 where we were getting used to the style and what she's all about and how the show's gonna run. Okay, and the vulgarness and the blood and the violence, and we got used to that. We're like, okay, we like this. What else you got? Then season 2 came around and it started to get a little bit agenda pushy. All right. At the same time, there was an interesting love triangle going on, and we see how that all turned out. Right? So my question is, will season 3 go back to the basics of season 1 and be a lot better at that? Or will it just continue with season 2 and get more annoying and more annoying and more annoying? We're about to find out. Let's go. Harley Quinn season 3. For those who don't know, for those who are not aware, I'm not gonna lie. For a while, they were saying this was going to be canceled or whether the show was going to be no more, and I could kind of understand why. Okay, but then they brought it back up on HBO Max, season 3. So I'm sure more seasons will come. Okay. So I can understand why some people didn't really pay attention when this came out. So I'm going to let you slide this time. Okay? I'm letting you slide. Harley Quinn season 3. Pretty much just leading off from these two making it official that they are in a relationship and they're here to stay and they're not going to change a thing about what they're doing. All right? And what it's really delving into deeper is the fact that now that they are officially in love, and everybody should know it, okay, they have to deal with the differences of what goals they want and what the two of them are becoming two different people. So they might be diverging or growing apart at the same time of getting closer, okay? And along with that, there's a situation with Batman where it gets real deep, okay? It gets real psychologically deep, finding out the background of Batman and discovering what makes Batman tick, and disconnecting the fact that Harley Quinn used to be a psychiatrist. So there's the premise of that show. Positives. This season, I'm glad to say it got a lot funnier. All right. Almost to a fault. And I'll get to that a little later. But for right now, it got a lot funnier. The jokes were a little more on point. They did a little more than just say dirty words to shock you, which was a lot of the humor they used for season 1, which was okay because I like animated shows like that. But I need a little more to the humor. All right, if it's a funny show, it's a comedy, and it's meant for that, give me more. And they really did that with that's what Joker do song. Joker had that, and there's a reason behind that. Trust me. And there's the mama's pasta or whatever was going on with that commercial that Poison Ivy and everybody kept singing, which was hilarious. All right. There's some jokes that popped up that really got me. An interesting turn of events for Mr. Freeze's wife or widow and her new personality. That had me laughing and like, oh my God, I guess she would act like that. You know, so there's just a lot of turn of events that were extremely funny and hilarious. You know, I enjoyed that very much. Another positive about this. Yes, of course, it had to be me to say this. The sexual content leveled up so high. There's a scene or an episode in here that maybe I should let you be surprised and shocked about. All right, let's just say a certain organization, very well known in DC as the Owl people or whatever the hell. Okay, they really let it all out. They really let it all out. It brings me back to the kind of like the mindset of a Game of Thrones episode, but with some humor in it. Okay, and I didn't expect Harley Quinn to go here, to go to this level with this, but they did. They went there. They went there. They went all out, man. And it's a cartoon, so they were able to go as far as they wanted to without, I guess, getting the show canceled or whatever. But yeah, besides that, I mean, this show starts off. It begins the first episode with a love scene, of which you will not expect. Okay, you're not going to be prepared for that. All right, it's not what you think. Also, so look a little deeper before it's too late. Yeah, I enjoyed all that. I like when you up the ante, make it more interesting. Okay, a little more oohs and ahs and some moans in the show, animated or real. I don't care. I like that. And, you just can't have the crass humor and the foul language, and then you cut us low on nudity and sexuality. We're talking about Poison Ivy and Harley here, man. Okay, there's gonna be a lot of sex going on around these people. That's what I imagine. So they amped it up on that experience. I appreciate that so much. Promise. My last positive for this: Harley Quinn's character development. Now, we already know that she used to be a psychiatrist and all of this, and she was well noted for that before she became, the character she is today. And she's used some of these skills in the other seasons, but in this season, she used those skills a whole lot more than usual. All right, and she really made that work for her. Okay, and you could see the other side as soon as she started using the tactics and the lingo and the jargon that psychiatrists speak, and she knew what she was doing. She actually knew what she was doing. It makes you wonder, how is it she's able to separate Harley Quinn and the professional so well? It's hard. Another thing is she's also coming or developing into something she's tried to fight for years, which is an actual superhero, an actual hero. I'll put it like that. And she's denying it, and she's in very much denial. But at the same time, it's just something that is in her, all right, with her one-on-ones with Batman and their conversations they had, and we knew it was all coming to this point. And here she is. And I like the fact that, they actually chose to explore that a little more in this season, because you can't stay the same forever. I don't care who you are. Something in you is going to change. So doing that, it was good. Now, I can't explain too much between the thing between her and Batman because it would spoil, but that also helped a whole lot. I liked how they explored that as well. Nice. Negatives. Ivy is so out of character in this show. Ivy is well known for her sarcasm. For me, I like her sarcasm. I like how incredibly sarcastic she is. She is snide at that, and so that's as far as her humor goes. But with this season, they decided to make her goofy from time to time and just a little silly. That's Harley Quinn's job. That's what Harley Quinn does. All right, leave it. That's Harley Quinn. We don't need to see Ivy dancing around and making the worst jokes ever. I don't know why they chose to do that with her, but that decision was made. Okay, and she said some of the worst crap ever that you'd ever want to hear. And it made me cringe and almost want to curl up in a ball from listening to it. I do not appreciate that at all. All right, that's not who Ivy is. I don't like that. Another negative about this, I'm done with the agenda pushing. You went really hard on this in season 2. It's okay, whatever, but you keep doing it, and you're trying to pass these off as jokes. Don't get me wrong. All right, now I'm not bashing or getting on anybody, but when you start bashing men over and over again, all right, but then you would get people watching the show would get upset if a show came out bashing women constantly. It becomes an issue. That becomes an issue that you gotta be fair. You have to be fair, man. And if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna do that, at least make it somewhat funny and not so repetitive. Do something with that, okay? Another negative. Ivy, it has to do with this. Ivy and Harley do not have to kiss at the end of every episode. Okay, they don't have to do this on every episode. That's ridiculous. We know you're a couple. We know you're a couple. That's cool. But you don't see any other show do that. You don't even see other show where they end the show and they kiss every damn time. Every damn time, okay? We get it, and I see what you're trying to do, and it's getting a little bit over the top. All right, I wouldn't complain else other than it's too forced. It's extremely forced, and there's no reason or point to that. It could have turned to something else, but you didn't go there. You didn't go there. You decided to just have them kiss on every end of on the end of every episode. All right. Which is highly unnecessary. Okay, at least have to do something else that's loving, or some other kind of little joke they can put at the end of every episode. Get creative with that. My last complaint on this should have ended a whole lot different, way different from what it ended. Okay, when I saw the wheels start to turn, I was like, okay. There's a divergence. There's a split between the two coming with personalities and what they want, right? This has to go this way. It has to go this way. And that's my mind. All I could do was focus on that. But they went that way. They went the wrong way with this. It is so predictable and annoying because that adds no kind of conflict to this. The way they went, you need to see this, what I'm talking about, but it was all wrong. It was so wrong and on so many levels that I have to give this an eh. Yes, an eh. I'm sorry to give it this, but I'm losing all interest in this show, and it needs to end. If they're running out of juice and they're just riding on agendas and all this, you gotta get creative. You gotta get creative. I that's all I ask. Please up your game. Press the like button, share, you better subscribe.